raising your vibration spiritually is something that you'll hear people talk about in spirituality, especially when people are first getting into spirituality, and it's often attached to this chart. And there's a reason for that. And that's because our vibration is just as much a scientific thing as it is a spiritual thing. And honestly, that's part of what I think is so cool about it all, is because when we talk about raising our vibration, what we're talking about is changing our state of being, quite literally. Everything in the world has a vibrational frequency because everything in the world is made up of particles that vibrate. And the more and more you learn to live with the higher vibrational frequencies in your life and less of the lower vibrational frequencies, the more you raise your vibration as a whole, the more you change your state of being, the more healthier and happier you are. Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Either way, I'm Anne Blackwood, your Silicon Valley Sage Sister, here to bring consciousness to the forefront of your daily life to make life a little kinder and simpler. Now, one of my favorite ways to teach people how to raise their vibration is teaching people that we very much in this day and age get consumed with what other people think about us. But what that really comes from is what we think about us, and what we think about us is tied to our attachment to identity. So the fastest and easiest way to start raising your vibration is by learning to let go of what you think other people think of you, because that's really what's going on. It's not that you're concerned with what other people think of you, because you probably don't actually know what other people think about you. And it's more about what you think you know about what other people think about you. And that's tied to your judgment of yourself based on clinging to this idea of who you are. So how do we do this? How do we let go of identity? Well, the fastest and easiest way to do this is to take a moment in your life often to slow down, tune out the noise for the moment, and tune in to how you're feeling. Because when we can tune in to how we're feeling, it doesn't really matter what you think about yourself. It doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks about you, because we're guiding ourselves on how to live and how to be based on the feeling, not the thoughts about the feeling. This, when you start to learn to do this more and more, allows you to stop caring about what anybody else thinks, stop caring about what you think, because you start caring about what you feel instead. This starts to allow us to let go of having to label ourselves and attach things to ourselves, carry all that baggage, and because in the moments of life, we start asking ourselves, how do I feel? Does this feel good? Does this feel bad? And then do or don't do things based on that rather than the optics of the thing, rather than caring about what it looks like or what it might look like to somebody else, and just caring about how it feels to you. Now, I want to remind everybody, as I have a tendency to do, that there is a difference between something actually feeling bad and feeling the discomforts of growing, feeling the discomforts of healing. So this is something that you'll learn through trial, of just taking the moment to stop and ask yourself, does this feel good? We learned this in gymnastics physically, where through over time, the more and more we would stretch, the more, sure, there would be discomfort here and there as we were stretching, but we could tell based on feeling that feeling that it felt different than an actual feeling of pain, that feeling of stretching that was a little uncomfortable, but the more and more we stretched, the less and less discomfort we felt, the more and more we could do things like the splits. The same goes for emotional feelings. The more and more you slow down and stop and ask yourself, how do I feel? The more and more you will be able to recognize the difference between the growing pains that come side by side even with excitement and the actual bad feelings. The more and more you do this, the more and more you can start avoiding the things that make you feel bad, letting yourself jump headlong into the things that are uncomfortable but not actually painful, and the more and more you can do the things that make you feel good. And then you'll find yourself with a massively raised vibration because you'll be doing things on a regular basis that feel good and doing less and less of the things that make you feel bad. And that's really what it comes down to. That's why I love this chart so much, because it reminds us the more and more we live in those upper emotions of joy, happiness, excitement, positive excitement, well, a good excitement, and the more we let go of and live less in those bad feelings of anger, of sadness, the more we raise our vibration spiritually, as well as make our lives better or healthier or happier, or as I say, kinder and simpler. So yeah, that's the deal. That's the deal. Being aware of the healthy things, the happy things, and letting yourself not spend so much time in the painful things is a big step towards raising your vibration. Thank you guys for joining me for another video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. May the energies you serve you well, and let's keep making our way through.